If you are watching this video, then there's a pretty good chance that you are currently suicidal or experiencing suicidal thoughts. If this is you, I have some very important advice that I need you to hear, and that is to not do what I did. Please don't be me. The only reason that I am alive today is because God miraculously intervened in my suicide attempt. There is no earthly explanation for how I survived, and I know now that He did it so that I could do the things that I am doing today and so that I could talk to you right now. So for context, when I was in the U.S. Air Force, I was sexually assaulted by a coworker. PTSD, major depression, and severe anxiety set in, and I could not cope. I existed in fight or flight mode, and I have no idea how I was able to even function. Everyone who loved me was 9 hours away, and the military still owned every hair on my head. I couldn't just leave and go home. I tried to function as best I could, but my soul was in excruciating torment. My psyche was shattered. I had nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, and the psychological toll became unbearable. So I took matters into my own hands. But hindsight being 2020, I was so wrong about everything that I believed at the time. For starters, I should have shared my pain with the people who loved me. They would have been more than willing to carry it for me until I could carry it myself, without hesitation and without question. Instead, I bled on the people who did not cut me. You see, it wasn't until my suicide attempt that my family and friends found out about my sexual assault, and it broke them. My parents suffered mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for years because of my decisions. Even though I was still alive, it didn't change the fact that I had chosen to cut them out during the worst time of my life. I thought at the time that I was somehow protecting them, when in all actuality, I had ended up breaking their hearts. Not on purpose, of course, but because of the lies that were ever present in my consciousness telling me not to bother them or that I wasn't worthy of their help. When we are suffering and we say that we don't want to be burdens to others, that is the enemy doing what he does best, which is lying to us. Satan is real and his goals are to steal, kill, and destroy, and he will use his tools of doubt, division, fear, and discouragement to keep us in isolation and away from the people who love us the most. There's a quote by Matthew McConaughey that I love that goes, "The devil wouldn't be attacking you so hard if there wasn't something valuable in you." Thieves don't break into empty houses. So don't let the enemy win. So I'm going to ask you a question. Who is the first person that pops in your head when you think about someone that loves you and is always there for you? That's the person you need to reach out to right now. Don't overthink it. Don't start second guessing yourself or say things like, well, I shouldn't bother them or they have their own stuff going on. That is a lie. I don't care if it's a friend or family member that you've had a falling out with and haven't spoken to in years. God put them on your mind for a reason. And deep down, you know that they will take your call and help you in any way you need, despite the past. I can promise you that the people who love you would rather carry your burdens on top of their own than to carry your casket. The weight of your needs may weigh pounds, but the weight of your death, it weighs tons. So stop watching this video and call them right now. If they don't answer, text them and tell them it's an emergency. They will call you back. If there was more than one person that popped into your head, then call the other person or persons. While you wait, call the suicide hotline. You just have to dial 988. Take it from someone who has called that line many times. Having someone to talk to without judgment that can listen and help you find resources, it's always worth the call. You have to stay alive because I can promise you that the world would not be the same without you. Don't believe me? Let me illustrate this for you. When you drop a pebble into a still pond, the impact creates ripples that spread outward, touching every corner of the water. Suicide works the same way, except the ripples aren't gentle. They're tidal waves. The first ripple is your immediate circle, family and close friends, the people who love you the most. They'll spend years drowning in what ifs and if onlys, like my parents who had to learn about my assault through my suicide attempt. The guilt I thought I spared them became a weight they should have never had to carry. The next ripple is your community. classmates, coworkers, casual friends, and even strangers who may know who you are through others or have seen you around town. Suicide leaves a void that whispers, was there something I could have done? That question haunts. The following ripple are the people who you meet through your death, the person who finds you, the first responders, law enforcement, and hospital care team. Trauma does not stop at your doorstep. And the last ripple is the people that you were meant to meet and impact, but you never did because you weren't there. These are the people that you don't know, but you were meant to know in the future. You are the person that was going to stop them from making the same mistake you are thinking about making right now, but you weren't there. Here's the difference between a pebble and suicide. Ripples from a pebble fade, but suicide's ripples, they last a lifetime. Now, I am not trying to guilt you into staying alive, but I am trying to help you consider things that I know you haven't considered. Not because you're a selfish person, but because your current mental bandwidth isn't at the level it needs to be in order to be able to consider these things on your own. But that's why I'm here. I got you. And there's something else I want you to consider doing. And this is coming from the heart. I want you to consider praying. I don't care if you don't believe in God and don't have a religious bone in your body. And there is certainly no way that you have to do it. Just open your heart and surrender it all to the one who is big enough to handle it. He will show up for you because suicide has never been a narrative that he wrote for your story. I mean, what do you have to lose? There is work for you and only you to do. And these things you were put on the earth to do are still ahead of you. Mark Twain once said that the two greatest days of your life are the day you were born and the day that you find out why. So first, stay alive. Check into an inpatient mental health facility or go to the hospital. Can these places be scary and uncomfortable? Absolutely. But getting yourself out of your current environment and around professionals, that can help you make a huge difference in your current mental state. Then once the suicidal thoughts have subsided and you have an established mental health care team like a therapist and or a psychiatric provider, let me or somebody else who specializes in mental health recovery help you build your personal map to hope and uncover your purpose and the mission that you were meant to fulfill. Did you know scientists have calculated the odds of each of us being born? And it turns out that the chances are so astronomical that each and every one of us are considered a miracle just by being here. You are not here by an accident. So let us help you build your path to mental freedom. You can find meaning and fulfillment and live the life you were meant to live. I am living proof of that. Just please stay because we need you more than you may ever know.